evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Denver Broncos franchise on Madden 22. I am your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. It is week 5. We're going to be taking on Tampa Bay here in this one. It's going to be raining from what I gather here. We are going to run the ball considering that the conditions are going to be kind of sloppy. We'll try and rack up 150 yards on the ground and beat the Bucs. Now, some of this is out of our control as we've won 2 games in a row, which means we are going to sim until we lose. And now somebody's got a breakout scenario here. Noah Fant. If we get a big day for him, he will get a breakout and up to superstar dev trait, which would be awesome as young as he is, but not very likely considering our strategy is going to be to run the ball in this one because of the weather. Now, Kyle Fuller, while he is still a good player, at 30 years old, I don't think we've got room for him on this roster, especially not for $7 million a year. We're going to let him go. He's going to get worse, and he's just not going to be worth $7 million a year. Same thing with Kareem Jackson. He's playing well for us, but at 34, going on 35, he's not going to be very good next year either, so we're going to let him go. Now, we need to set the strategy for this week, and again, we've got to keep in mind that our objective is going to be to try and keep the ball on the ground. They've got Tom Brady, so obviously we have to try and worry about slowing him down. Let's defend the deep ball, give him the underneath stuff, which he's really good at, arguably, but we can't let them be beating us deep. So let's go for that. And then offensively, we're not going to do blitz counter. We're going to try and run it outside. We got to run away from Vita Vea. He's so good up the middle that I think we need to try and just kind of neutralize him by running away from him. Now, we've got a bunch of stars here that are developing. Mitch Wilkins, that backup center, is the only one on here that's not at least a star dev trait, which is awesome. We've got some young guys that in a couple of years are all going to be pretty solid, and I think help us be, pretty darn competitive. Yeah, so we're going to try and run for 150, and let's get after Tom Brady. It's hard to sack him because he usually gets rid of it so quickly, but I think that needs to be a part of the strategy is figure out ways to stop him because they don't have a tremendous running game, I don't think. So we'll see how that goes. Now, we've got player upgrade to knock out before we go ahead and sim. It's Moody, the backup left guard. Now, he's the backup for now, but I'm hoping that we can have him be the starter next year. You see here, he's a 75 overall. 67 for pass protection is a little bit light, but it's okay. And he's only 23 in a star dev trait. If I get him in the games to where he's gaining some XP, he's going to end up being pretty good before pretty long. And then we can let Reisner go, because I think Reisner is up for free agency this year as well. So that's kind of the plan. All right, let's go ahead and move it forward to week 6 here, see if we get the win against Tampa. It's at home, but I don't like our odds in this one, frankly. Wow, we got smoked. Dang, 35-14. That's pretty ugly. So, online we didn't play very well. Offensive linemen are not going to have very good run blocking in the next game. So that stinks. But let's go and look at, excuse me, we're going to look at the box score and see what the heck went wrong in this one. So, pretty much everything. Our offense was atrocious. Good Lord. We didn't do anything offensively. Morris was terrible. 15 for 33, 148 yards, picked off once. Brady threw it all over the place. Like, regardless of the fact that the weather was bad. Williams was actually okay. Fournette was pretty solid, but they didn't even really need to run it that much because they just threw it wherever they wanted. Noah Fant did nothing. He didn't even have a single reception. You gotta be kidding me. How about sacks? I saw that there were a couple of them. DJ Jones and then Murphy Bunting and Vea combined for one. Who had the interception for them? Free safety Winfield. Alright, so that was terrible. And now we have to play the Titans and Derrick Henry. Yuck. But I think we'll be alright. We'll get back on track, hopefully, with a win. We did not get the breakout scenario for Noah Fant, but that's alright. He's still a star dev trait. God, as bad as he was, I'm surprised he didn't go down to normal dev trait. GM Spotlight, tight end Gary Woodard. So we'll go take a look at him and see if he is worth adding to the list of favorites. Woodard at tight end. Crisis and confidence in the locker room. We'll go look at that in a second. That could be bad. We're going to have to get a win to get back on track. Alright, so let's go to tight ends. Woodard is projected as a second or third rounder. Don't know anything about him there. He's got great speed, but poor acceleration. But he does have decent agility. So he might be able to run some routes. And with elite strength and elite speed, that's pretty impressive. Doesn't look like he's a very good route runner, though. We don't know a ton about him, but he does have pretty good physicals, so maybe he's a star dev trait. So we'll put a heart on him. I'm happy with our tight ends for right now, but if he's there like in the third round and we're picking late in the third, maybe we try and snatch him up. Okay, so a receiver is having a crisis in confidence. Who is it? Is it going to be Cortland Sutton? It's Jerry Jeudy. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him a promise. And what I'm going to do is, let's see, he needs 100 receiving yards in the upcoming game. We are going to throw the football in this one. And we're going to try and get Jeudy involved. I want him to be confident, and that might even get him some extra like XP as well, if we can do that. So let's try and do that. These guys don't throw it much, but they can obviously run the ball pretty much at will. They blitz a lot, and their defense has been playing well. So we got to make plays offensively. We're going to try and throw the ball a lot. I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable airing it out. We need to find ways to slow down Derrick Henry. But other than that, you know, I think the rest of this game I feel pretty good about, but those are two big tasks. So, all right, are we ready, or do we need to upgrade any players here? We have 17 staff points, so we'll see if I have anything I can spend those on. Plus, there's an injury that we need to take a look at. Jonathan Cooper, you need to get better at pass coverage, or there's just absolutely nothing that I can do with you. I don't like having him on the field. Now, see, Reisner, Let's go power. Doesn't matter too much because I do kind of have intentions of letting him go to free agency. He's a good player, but we can get younger and still be pretty good at that position and free up some cap space by not re-signing him. Now, the 17 staff points, what do we want to purchase next on the old talent tree? This is a good one here. So we need 25 points. So we're not there yet, but we should be after this week, as long as we don't go out here and lay an egg. Alright. Who's the injury? Don't be anything serious. It's Cohen, a broken collarbone, and he's going to be out for over a month. That kind of hurts because now we're a little bit less dynamic with our ground attack. And we got a big game coming up against the Titans. They're 4-1, playing well, obviously. But let's see if we can get the home win here and get back on track and get to 4-2 for the year. And here we are in Denver, Colorado, Mile High Stadium, and the Titans coming to town with Derrick Henry and crew. The Broncos have been very good defensively so far this season. We'll look to see if they can keep that going. Brett Morris playing very good football as well, and the Broncos looking to keep pace in the AFC West and hopefully keep in position to maybe make a bid for that AFC top seed in the first round bye in the playoffs. It's going to be Tennessee's ball to start things off as they're going to bring it back to the 21. We get a look at Ryan Tannehill's numbers, but the key for the Broncos in this ball game is definitely going to be slowing down Derrick Henry. Tannehill has been efficient, but Derrick Henry's going to be the key, and this is not the start that Denver wanted to see. A massive hole down the right side around the edge and 33 yards on the first play, a simple toss, and that is going to set the tone early at least. Now 2nd and 12, Tannehill looking to throw, has plenty of time, unable to find anybody open, and ends up taking a sack as Malik Reed there to combine with, I believe, Shelby Harris to take him down for a big loss, and the Titans would end up having to punt. It's the rookie Stevenson back to return. He has it out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, and that's where Denver is going to start. We'll see Brett Morris's numbers as the rookie is having an outstanding NFL rookie campaign. He's got 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and over 1,000 yards now. But 3rd down and 9 from the 29, or from the 22 rather. He's going to hit Jerry Jeudy on the slant down the middle, good for 11 yards, and a conversion on 3rd and long. Now 1st and 10 on the next play. He's going to step up in the pocket. He gets sacked. He fumbles, but the Broncos do fall on it, so it's going to be 2nd and 15. Now 3rd and 9 for the 2nd time in a row. Down the middle, and he just overshoots Javonte Williams. That is incomplete and brings up 4th down. So the Titans defense able to get the ball back for them. It's Martin to punt, and Chamberlain, I believe, back there to return it. He's going to have it to the 21-yard line where he is brought down after just a short return. Now, 2nd and 3 from the 28. It looked like Derrick Henry was down. They never blew it dead. He stayed on his feet, and they are going to be chasing him all the way to the end zone as he takes it 72 yards on a fluky play there, and that one really hurts, as that's 2 plays for them to go 79 yards in just 46 seconds, and Derrick Henry already over 100 yards, not even halfway through the first quarter. Now 1st and 10 on the ensuing drive. It's Noah Fant. He's got 19 yards coming across the middle of the field there on play action. Now 3rd down and 5. They go play action again, and Morris going to look downfield, not seeing what he's looking for, and has to just throw it away. But on 4th and 5, the Broncos are going to go for it. They basically run the same play. He's going to go downfield this time to Cortland Sutton, and it is incomplete, and they are going to give the ball back to the Titans with pretty good field position. 2nd and 8, tons of time for Tannehill. Fires one up. He was hit as he threw. Derrick Henry goes up and wins the jump ball.
and it's a completion for 13 yards and a first down. Now 1st and 10 from the 46, a long ball down the sideline to A.J. Brown. He makes the catch, drags the feet, and it's good for 33 yards, but now 3rd and 11 from the 14. Tannehill standing in the pocket, tons of time to throw. He's going to hit Brown in the corner of the end zone, and Simmons unable to jar it loose. It's a touchdown for Tennessee, and they now lead 14-0 late in the first quarter as they went 60 yards in 6 plays. Now 1st and 10 on the ensuing drive. Morris to throw, has Fant coming across the middle of the field again, and he's got a nice pickup out to the 43-yard line. 18 yards on the play. Now 1st and 10 from the 43. Morris to throw. There's Fant coming across the formation again. Another nice pickup and into Tennessee territory at the 42-yard line. And that would be the last play of the first quarter. Now 1st and 10 from the 42. Morris stepping up into the pocket, but he is going to be taken down by Williams for the sack. It's a short loss, setting up a 2nd down and 14. Now 3rd and 11, looking, not having what he's wanting there, and he's going to just take off and run with it. He gets 9 yards, setting up a 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it again, and this time they convert. As it's Cortland Sutton, he's looking his way again on 4th down. This time it's complete, and they get it down to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, they go up the middle with Javonte Williams fighting for some extra yards, has it down to the 10-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal. Now 2nd and goal from the 10. They give to Williams again. He takes it up the middle, running over Titans, and he takes it into the end zone for his first touchdown of the day. And the Titans' lead is going to shrink in half as it's now 14-7. The Broncos went 76 yards in 9 plays in just under 4 minutes on that drive. Ensuing possession, 3rd and short. For some reason, Derrick Henry not in the ball game. They give it to Evans. He is brought down short of the yard to gain, and the Titans are going to have to punt here from about midfield. It's 4th and inches. They get it to Brett Kern, the veteran punter, shanks one. That's out of bounds at the 30-yard line where the Titans had a chance to pin the Broncos deep, but Denver going to start now from their own 30. Morris looking deep. There's Fant coming again across the middle of the field, and that is something that they have been able to take advantage of. They get 30 yards on that play. Now they go play action. Morris to throw deep down the middle of the field. It's Cortland Sutton. He drops it in a bucket for the touchdown. A huge strike through the air there as the Broncos are going to tie this thing at 14 with just 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. That drive didn't take them long, and now the Titans' lead is evaporated. They go back to work, this time through the air. It's A.J. Brown. He is going to be brought down at the 44-yard line, but it's going to be 1st and 10. Now 3rd and 8. Tannehill looking to throw. Tons of time in the pocket. Still standing there like a statue, eventually just going to fire one deep into coverage. It is going to be broken up, and Brett Kern going to punt again. This time he shanks it to the other sideline. That ball out at the 27-yard line. 2 punts for him, and both of them just atrocious. And now 2nd and 8 on the ensuing drive. It's Jerry Jeudy. That's good out to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 12, and Williams shaking up on the play. Now going to be 1st and 10 from the 48. Morris to throw. He's going to have it outside to Sutton. That's good for another pickup of 12 yards and down to the Tennessee 38-yard line. Now Morris going back outside. This time it's Jerry Jeudy. He's got it down to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 13. 3rd down and 6. This is big. He's going to throw it down the middle. He had Jeudy open on the slant, but just missed him trying to throw it in through that window. They're going to have to settle for the field goal. McManus hits, and Tennessee is now trailing by 3 as Denver has come back from 14 down. That pass complete down the sideline, good to the 41-yard line. Now Tannehill going back outside. This time it's A.J. Brown. He's got it out to the 47, and the Titans looking to try and get some points late in this one. From the 47-yard line, outside again. This time it's Berkshire. He's got it down to the 31. Another 1st down. Here's Tannehill looking to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket, but he's going to hold on to it too long. Shelby Harris going to break loose and get him for the sack. The Titans would have to use a timeout, and that's going to set up now a 3rd down and 8. Tannehill looking to throw. He's going down the sideline. It is Brown again, dragging the feet, making a nice catch as he's pushing 100 yards in the first half. Now 3rd and 1. Tannehill looking to throw. Nice coverage there, though. It is broken up, and they would have to settle for the chip shot as the half is going to draw to a close with a tie ball game here, 17-17, a back-and-forth affair. Titans were up 14 at one point. Then they trailed by 3, but draw even at the end of the half. It's been a big day on the ground so far for the Titans, and we'll see if they can keep that going in the second half. Now we take a look at some scores around the league, as it's Kansas City hosting the Falcons, and the Chiefs are 4-1 on the year, but trailing 20-7 in that one, as Matt Ryan and company is playing well on the road at Arrowhead Stadium. Then we go to LA, which apparently EA Sports believes is in Oklahoma. Nonetheless, it's the Buccaneers up 14 over the Rams in that one. The Rams off to a rough start this season, and now it's San Francisco hosting Arizona. The Cardinals 2-3, as are the 49ers, and it's the home team there up by 2 touchdowns and looking to get back to 500 on the season. Now on to the third quarter. It's Morris looking to throw. It's Judy coming across the middle of the field, and that has been their bread and butter so far through the passing game, as they've just been finding routes open coming across the middle of the formation. There's Javonte Williams up the middle, has it down to the 39, and another Denver first down. Now it's going to be Jerry Jeudy on the slant. He's got it down to the 20-yard line, and it's going to be first down and 10 as Denver has reached the red zone. Just a simple run play up the middle here to Williams, and he's got a huge hole and takes it down to the 5, setting up first and goal. They're going to go right back to it, and he's going to take this one up the middle and in for the score, his second touchdown of the day, and Denver grabs the lead here early in the second half as they go up 24-17 with the extra point. Just going 8 plays there, 70 yards, made it look pretty easy for the most part, and now Tennessee's turn to go to work in the second half. Over the middle, hits Ferkser. He's going to have a first down, a pickup of 12. And they would now have 2nd and 8. They're going on the ground to Derrick Henry, a big hole up the middle. He's got it out across midfield as Tennessee already into Denver territory. But now 3rd and 5 from the 27. Pressure on Tannehill. He hits his man in the hands and drops it for a huge missed opportunity on 3rd down. And then the field goal is going to hit the upright and kick through, as it's Johnson hitting there, just barely squeaking that one through. The Titans trail by 4 as it's now 24-20. Again, across the middle of the formation, he's going to hit Noah Fant. That's good for 16 yards. And Fant's having a huge day through the air, but now 3rd and 9. Morris going to try and step up through the pocket. He's hit and he fumbles, but again, the Broncos offensive line able to fall on it as Cushenberry recovers that one. That could have been disastrous. And now 4th and 9, at least they have a chance to punt. Martin going to get one away. This lands inside the 5, but bounces back to the 12-yard line where it will be downed, and Tennessee will take over. But now 3rd and inches on that ensuing drive. They give to Henry. He's going to have the first down out to the 26-yard line. 3rd and 10 now, and it's more Tannehill looking to throw, going down the sideline, and A.J. Brown, it's like an instant replay. He's done that 3 or 4 times now, as they just can't cover him on that little corner route. Now 2nd and 8. He's going to try and go outside to Henry, but it is picked off by Patrick Surtain. He's going to bring it back to the 36-yard line, and Denver has a golden opportunity here as they already lead by 4. It is just inside 12 minutes, or actually just started the 4th quarter. Now 3rd and 1. He had Judy open but missed him, and Denver going to have to settle for a field goal. It's a 44-yard try for McManus, and he hits, but Denver could have really put this one just about out of reach there. Instead, it's going to be a 7-point lead. Tannehill, first play on the ensuing drive, going deep. He has it picked off by Fuller, was trying to hit A.J. Brown again, and this time Kyle Fuller jumps in front of it, makes the pick. Denver with 2 interceptions on back-to-back passes, and now they go to work trying to put this one out of reach for good. It's going to be Jerry Jeudy down to the 36-yard line. Remember, we're inside 10 minutes now left to play in the game. Denver already up by a touchdown. There, Jeudy again down to the 23-yard line, and they're well into field goal range. Now 2nd and 7. They swing it outside to the rookie Trey Stevenson. He's making a breakdown into the inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8. They're going to give it to Stevenson up the middle, and the rookie takes it in for the touchdown. Denver would go up by 2 scores with that one. It's now going to be a 14-point lead. Tennessee now back to work offensively. It's Ferkser. He's got a completion out to the 40-yard line. They're going to have to move the ball quickly. So Derrick Henry not likely to be as much of a factor. They're going to try and set up a screen, but the Broncos were all over it And Tannehill goes down. The rookie Spencer Johnston getting to him for the big loss there. It's 3rd and 22. Now 4th down and 17. He fires one up deep, and Julio Jones was blanketed by Patrick Surtain, but still makes the catch, and Tennessee is still alive after the prayer on 4th down is complete. Now 2nd down and 15. They go down the middle, and it's Jones again. Hangs on to this one. He lost it as he went to the ground, but they call it a completion, and it sets up 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line. And you see there, Draymond Jones, some broken ribs. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. And they go to the ground now on 1st and 10 from the 11. Derrick Henry makes a cut, makes a man miss, and takes it in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. And Tennessee is still alive. 3.5 minutes to play, and it's Denver's football. Now 2nd and 4. It's Trey Stevenson, the rookie, picking up the 1st down. That would get us to the 2-minute warning, and Denver has a chance to put this one away if they can pick up another 1st down or 2. There's going to be Javonte Williams, a huge hole, way too easy. Tennessee has to use their 1st timeout. Now they've got 2 timeouts remaining, 2nd down and 7, with just 1 timeout remaining, and Javonte Williams fighting for the extra yardage, has the 1st down. Tennessee has to use their final timeout, and Denver would just run out the clock, and Vrabel's crew is going to see this one get away from them. They had a 14-point lead, and Derrick Henry was just running rampant in the 1st quarter, but Denver able to recover and get this one under control, and they end up picking up the victory at home. A couple of key turnovers and a few missed opportunities after some fumbles by Brett Morris that Denver was able to recover, and they win the turnover battle. Brett Morris ended up having a pretty big day through the air. Derrick Henry a solid day on the ground, but it wasn't enough, and Tannehill actually had a solid day through the air minus the interceptions. We'll take a look at the stats here. As you can see there, Morris with 319 yards and a touchdown, 23 for 33, and then Tannehill with 315 yards, but he had the interceptions that dampened his day. Javonte Williams, 110 yards on the ground and a couple of touchdowns. Derrick Henry ended up with 165 and 2 touchdowns. After you remember, he had 100 yards just a few minutes into the 1st quarter. Trey Stevenson, a nice day. The rookie had 18 yards and a touchdown, a couple of receptions as well. Anthony Ferkser, 8 catches, 82 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 102 yards through the air. Noah Fant, 118. A.J. Brown, a bunch of nice catches today, ended up with 113 yards and a touchdown. Julio Jones had some big catches late in this one, and then Cortland Sutton, a couple of big completions to him as well, including a touchdown. For the tackle leaders, it's Caleb Farley, the cornerback, had 13. Then Evans and Brown also with double digits. Kenny Young had 10 for the Broncos, including 3 tackles for a loss. A bunch of sacks in this one, as Williams had a sack and a half. Harris had a sack and a half. Johnston and Key each with a sack, and then Tart and Reed each with a half sack, respectively. The interceptions on the day were for Surtain and Kyle Fuller, as you can see there. And then we'll take a look at the kicking. It's McManus with 2 for 2 and 4 extra points. Johnson 2 for 2 and 3 extra points, and obviously that was kind of the difference in the ball game. Brett Kern, a rough day, 2 punts, a net average of 29 yards, or 3 punts rather. And Sam Martin, 2 punts with a net average of 44, including one that was downed inside the 20, and the Broncos win it by a touchdown.
All right, so a nice win for Denver. We get to 4-2 on the year, battled back from down early in that one, and played very well down the stretch. And did a pretty good job keeping Derrick Henry in check after that 1st quarter, which was an absolute disaster, really on both sides of the ball. Jerry Jeudy ended up getting over that 100-yard mark on the day. He had 102, and now his confidence is up, and I guess he's just in great spirits. So he also gets 2,500 XP, but I assume he's also going to have some morale boosts that will help his overall, and that's good to see. We've got 28 staff points. We're going to go ahead and spend almost all of those because I think we need 27 for this one right here. 25. So we now have everything that we want on this page in the short term. We'll need to kind of work our way down through the coordinators, but for right now, at least we've got a start there. I think we're going to work our way down the trades and then the contracts. So most of these take 18 points, except for the ones at the very bottom. But that's probably the direction that we'll be headed on those development trees. Now, did we have any injuries in that one? We have one new injury of note. Somebody broke their ribs, I feel like. Draymond Jones, broken ribs. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. Not a huge deal. He might actually be back after being out just for one game, because it says he's out for 2 weeks, but we haven't even advanced to the next week yet. And then we have a bye, so he'll definitely be back for that Week 9 game. So we're going to have the Bills on the road and then a bye week. So if we can pick up a victory here, we'll be 5-2 through 7 weeks, going into a bye and then a home game against Seattle. But let's do it 1 week at a time. Now, negotiations. Who do we have here? Dalton Reisner. Remember we talked about this. He's 27, normal development, and he's wanting a 2-year deal at $8 million a year. Now the reality is though that I've got Moody behind him, who's like a 76 overall and a star dev trait, and a couple years younger. So we're actually going to let Reisner go, because we just don't want to pay him that when we've got another guy who's almost as good and will be just as good within a year. And then we'd be paying him basically $8 million to just sit on the bench, and there's no reason for that. Now, Draymond Jones, we are gonna want to try and bring back. He's a good left end for our 3-4 style of defense. The star dev trade, he's only 25 and asking for $4.5 million a year over a 2-year contract. I'm actually gonna offer him a. Let's make it 4 years. That's probably about where he will cap out with his skill level. Because he's only a 76. It's not like he's a beast, but he's very well balanced and a pretty good player, and he's going to continue to be one for at least these next 4 years. So I'm comfortable giving him that kind of offer. We're going to lower the bonus down a significant amount, and then to make up for it, we'll raise the salary up to 2.8. Let's see if he takes it. All right, he wants a little bit more salary. We can work on that. Excuse me. We'll work on that and try and get him re-signed next week. But I think we can do it with, maybe a couple $100,000 more per year. Buffalo is 2-4 coming into this one, so it's a big game for them. They are just bad offensively if you look at those numbers. So, yeah, let's try and, you know what? I feel like we do okay against the run. I want to focus on stopping the deep ball. When I control the linebacker, I tend to do a pretty decent job of kind of managing the run game to a minimum. I mean, Derrick Henry, 2 plays that game, really, he looked like Derrick Henry. All right, so no, we're not going with run inside. We've got the aerial assault going. We are going to continue to go blitz counter until it doesn't work. I mean, Brett Morris is playing pretty well for us. In fact, why don't we go look at his numbers, just a snapshot before this game, to give you an idea of how well he is playing. Actually, let's go with allow less than 4 yards per carry and see if we can do it. But Morris, he's not putting up a ton of touchdowns, but he is doing a good job of not throwing interceptions. Now, he had a couple fumbles in that game, but we didn't lose them, so that's huge. That could have been a difference maker in that game. We've got an upgrade to take care of before. Ooh, it's Jerry Jeudy with those extra XP that he got. Yeah, let's keep going with route runner. Emphasize that, and just kind of make him a really crisp route runner using his athleticism and technique to get open. All right, so I just want to look real quick at Brett Morris's numbers. So the yards are not like outrageous, but 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions is a very good ratio, and he's only been sacked 6 times, which is ridiculous. And the QB rating over 110 is really good. So the fumbles are the only thing that concern me a little bit. He's got 4 of them already. So if he can get that in check, he's going to be, really good if he can be that efficient. We're running the ball okay. Williams averaging 5 yards a carry. Not nearly as many touchdowns as he had been putting up, but it's because we're throwing for a lot of them this time around. I want to try and find ways to get Tim Patrick a little bit more involved in the offense. But some of it is, when I run those plays where Judy's in the slot, Patrick has to be running those go routes, and I've got to maybe start looking for him because he's good on those. Young leading the team in tackles. What are we doing for sacks here? Jones has 4, and then we got a bunch of people with like 2. Nothing crazy there. Interceptions. Kyle Fuller having a good year. Surtain already has a couple of picks. And then we don't really care that much about kicking, but he's perfect so far. And only 9 field goal attempts through 7 games tells you that we're putting the ball in the end zone. Now, we have gone for it on 4th down a fair amount, too, so that might be a little bit of a factor there. But anyway. All right, I think we're ready to go on out to Buffalo to take on the Bills, Highmark Stadium. And a big game for both of these teams. If we can get to 5-2, we feel really good. If they fall to 2-5, you got to imagine that their playoff hopes are pretty much squashed. So this would be a big one coming into the bye if we can pick up a win here on the road.
And we go to Buffalo to take on the Bills, and Josh Allen looking to try and get this Buffalo offense on track and get this team on track as they desperately need a win to try and keep their playoff hopes alive as they're off to a rough start this season. Denver playing very good football, and they are going to kick off. So it's Buffalo set to return. This one taking a few yards deep, and it is going to be down for the touchback. And we'll get a look at the numbers for Josh Allen so far this season. He can be a threat with his legs, and so far this year with his arm, he's got 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and about 1,300 yards to his credit. He's going to, again, be a key piece of this offense as they try and get back on track. They go up the middle with Singletary to start things off, and he's got a nice run there. It's 10 yards and a first down. Now from the 35, Allen to throw, has it out to Diggs, and he's already across midfield, down to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 20, and Buffalo is on the move early in this one. Now 3rd down and 9, and Allen looking to throw. He has plenty of time in the pocket. He's going to swing it out to Moss, who's going to take it down to about the 30-yard line, and it's good for the conversion. It sets up 1st and 10 from the 33, or from the 31 rather, and they go back to the ground here. It's Singletary brought down after a short pickup, but there's going to be a block in the back, and that'll back him up a little bit. So now 3rd down and 17 later in that possession. It's going to be a completion over the middle to Diggs, gets it back to about the original line of scrimmage, but Buffalo is going to be well short of the first down. They'll have to settle for the long field goal try, and it's good from 47 yards, and Buffalo's on the board 3-0 early in this one. Ensuing kickoff is going to be taken by Stevenson, the rookie, about 5 yards deep. He'll just kneel on that one, and that's going to bring a 1st down and 10 from the 25 for the Broncos. As we see the numbers for Brett Morris, the rookie, having an outstanding year so far. 14 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, and he's got about 1,350 yards through the air. They go on the ground on 2nd and 10. Javonte Williams, a pickup of 9, would set up 3rd down and 1 from the 34-yard line in a big early test for this Buffalo defense. They go to the rookie Stevenson, and he's going to have the 1st down, a pickup of 2, and it sets up 1st and 10 from the 36. Now 3rd down and 6. Morris to throw, trying to hit Judy, but he is going to be hit hard by Hightower. Can't hang on, and Buffalo with the big stop there is Denver now going to have to punt. So Martin gets one away. He's going to kick it down to about the 13-yard line, and that'll be brought back out across the 20 to the 23, where Buffalo rather, will take over 1st and 10. He's going to hit Dawson Knox here, fighting for some extra yards, takes it out to the 35-yard line, good for a 1st down. Now 3rd and 6, and it's going to be Josh Kelly looking to throw here. Josh Allen has that complete but short of the first down. 4th and 1, and Buffalo going to have to punt. Stevenson back to return. He's going to field this at the 8, and the rookie bringing it back out to about the 20, where Denver will take over yet again. So 3-0 here. They're trailing early. Morris looking to throw, has it to Cortland Sutton. That's complete out to the 35-yard line. Now 3rd down and 3. Morris looking to throw. It's Sutton again on that hitch route, and that's good. Into Buffalo territory, down to the 42, and another first down. They're going to keep it on the ground here with Javonte Williams going up the middle, fighting for extra yards. He's got a first down to the 32, and we'll move the chains yet again. Now 2nd and 10. Morris looking to throw. He's going to hit Sutton on the slant. He's going to take it all the way in for the score. 32-yard strike, as he just outran the Buffalo defense there on the nice little pitch and catch, and then the run after the catch nets them the touchdown, and it's going to be 7-3 Denver after the extra point. So they went 80 yards in just 7 plays, about 2.5 minutes, as they had the passing game going on that drive. Now it's Allen looking to throw. He's going to hit Cole Beasley on the little post route, and that's going to be good for a pickup of 14. And now from the 39, it's 2nd down and 10. Singletary, a nice cut outside there, as he's going to take it all the way to the 48-yard line of the Denver Broncos. And it's 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Singletary up the middle. He's going to fight for some extra yards. We do have a flag on the play, though. It was 1st and 10. That's a block in the back. Is going to back them up now, and they're behind the chains. 1st and 16. And Kenny Young coming up the middle on the blitz, and he is going to get Moss for a loss of 3, which would set up a 2nd down and 19. They're going to keep it on the ground again, and Singletary right up the middle, a huge gain. Denver was blitzing, but it left a huge hole right up the middle as they just parted the Red Seas. And Singletary on 2nd down and 19 runs 57 yards for the score, and Buffalo is back out in front early in the 2nd quarter. A huge play there as they now lead 10-7. Now Brett Morris back to work. It's 3rd down and 9. He's looking to throw, going deep. He's going to be picked off by Hyde, who makes a sliding interception on the deep in route, as he was just reading the QB's eyes there and went and got it. Now 3rd and 10 on the ensuing drive. They keep it on the ground. Very conservative here, as Singletary is going to be bottled up for a short gain. It's 4th and 8 from the 43, and Buffalo going to have to punt. They're going to get it off the side of the foot, though. It's a 16-yard punt down to the 27-yard line, and Denver ends up with pretty decent field position where they could have been pinned deep. Now 2nd down and 1. It's Javonte Williams. He's going to have that completion down to the 38. 1st and 10. Morris looking to throw. Tries to roll out, but he is going to be brought down by Ford. It's a loss of 7 on the play. A big sack there sets up 2nd down and long. They get it back to 3rd and 10. Conservative here. They're going to keep it on the ground with Williams and just try and get into better field goal range. That would set up a 49-yard try for McManus on 4th down and 4, and he hits it right down the middle. And we're tied at 10 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. So Buffalo back to work. It's play action. It's Josh Allen looking to throw, rolling out. Doesn't have anybody open, but holds on to it, gets hit. Kenny Young forces the fumble. Jewell recovers and takes it to the house. A huge mistake by Allen. If you're going to take a sack, you at least got to hold on to the football. Not sure what he was thinking there, but Kenny Young just coming and getting him and stripping him for the huge fumble. And now it's 17-10 Denver. They're going to go to the air here as he's going to hit Thomas out to the 44-yard line. Now 3rd inches from the 46, going back outside. It's Thomas again. That's complete to the 42-yard line, as Buffalo trying to make a late push here to get some points before the half. He's going to hit Stephon Diggs. That's down to the 16, and Buffalo would use a timeout. So they've got plenty of time here, trailing by 7, 1st and 10 from the 16. Chance there for Denver to make the interception as he threw that into traffic, but it falls incomplete. Now 3rd down and 5. Another golden opportunity for the interception, and they just gave him a gift there as he drops the interception. Buffalo would settle for a field goal, but they're lucky that they got that. It would be 17-13 at the half. with turnover. The big issue there for Denver or for Buffalo with the fumble that led to the touchdown. As you see the statistics, Buffalo has been better offensively yardage-wise, but they trail 17-13 after the scoop and score. Take a look around the league. It's the Jets and the Chiefs. The Chiefs lost last week, but they are getting some revenge this week on the poor little Jets, who come into this one 3-2. When you play a angry Kansas City Chiefs team, you're in trouble. Detroit is going to host Washington here. They're 1-4 on the year, and Washington looking to get to 4-3 on the season as they lead in that one, 10-6 late in the first half. And then Chicago and the Saints going at it in the Windy City, and the Saints are up 14-10 in that one as they look to improve to 5-1 with Taysom Hill running the QB duties there. 2 touchdowns so far in the first half for him. Second half action here in Buffalo, it's going to be Javonte Williams with a big pickup, and that is good for 17 yards out to the 42-yard line. And now 2nd and 10. It's Morris looking to throw, has plenty of time, rolls out to the right. Nothing there. He's going to take off with it. A huge gain on the ground all the way into Buffalo territory down to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 14. Not usually known for running the football, but had an opportunity there and took advantage. Now it's 1st and 10. He's going to go outside to Tim Patrick, complete to the 29-yard line. Buffalo would challenge, but it would be upheld. Now 3rd down and 4. Going down the middle to Stevenson. He hangs on through the hit, and the rookie with a big reception there that's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Now 2nd and 6. Morris looking to throw. Rolls out to the right. He's going to try and throw it here. Hits Tim Patrick. Looked like it could have been a touchdown, but they are going to spot it at the 1-yard line. And then on 2nd and goal, it's Morris hitting Jerry Jeudy for the touchdown. Denver going to extend their lead with the 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Morris, and it's now 24-13 as the extra point is good. They went 75 yards in 11 plays in about 4.5 minutes, and Morris was pretty sharp on that possession. Now 1st and 10 on the ensuing drive. Singletary makes a man miss and has that one across midfield. He's over 100 yards already, and they're already into Denver territory. Now 1st and 10 from the 45. It's Stephon Diggs again on the slant, and he's got it down to the 32-yard line. That's 19 completions for Allen, but just 136 yards passing as he hasn't really been able to get it down the field. Denver going to blitz here. It's Thomas wide open as he was just left all alone. A missed tackle, and he is going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. That was way too easy as Denver just sold out there on 2nd and 8. Nobody covering him, and now the 2-point conversion. Singletary takes it in, and it's going to be a 3-point game as they convert to make it 24-21. 3:46 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Morris, play action, looking to throw. Nothing there. He's going to roll out, and a lot of green in front of him, but he is going to be tracked down, has to slide down after a gain of 6, but it's good for a 1st down. Now 3rd and 6. Morris looking to throw, rolls out to the right. He's going to try and dump it off to Javonte Williams, who is going to fall down short of the 1st down, and Denver going to have to punt. It's 4th and 2 from the 44. Martin gets it away. This is going to land at about the 9-yard line and is going to bounce into the end zone for the touchback. So Buffalo will take over at the 20. Now 3rd and 9 from the 21. It's Cole Beasley in traffic, took the hit, hangs on, has it out to the 45-yard line and a 1st down, and that's the last play of the 3rd quarter as we've got a good one going here. Denver ahead by 3, but Buffalo on the move. Now 1st and 10 at the 45. It's going to be Josh Allen. Looked like he might have thought about running with it, but he's going to dump it off to Thomas. That's good for a 1st down all the way to the Denver 39. Now 2nd and 10. Allen looking to throw, has it outside. That's complete to Thomas again, who's having a big day. He's got that down to the 26-yard line, but now 3rd and 2 from the 18. They blitz again. This time it's Beasley taking it down to the 2-yard line, and it's 1st and goal from the 2. Now 3rd and goal, and they try it through the air, but it is incomplete, timing off there, and the Broncos defense holds. The Bills settle for the field goal. We're tied at 24 with 8 minutes left to play, and we definitely have a good one brewing here, but unfortunately I screwed up with the recording and missed the final drive, which was an epic one. We kept it on the ground for the most part, bled the clock down to where it was pretty late and had to settle for a field goal, but then we were able to stop them. They only had a couple of plays on the ensuing drive. They weren't able to come back down and score, so apologies there for the recording mishap. Josh Allen ended up with 273 yards and a touchdown on 41 pass attempts. Morris was okay. The interception hurt, but other than that, he was pretty sharp in this one, just not moving the ball downfield all that much. Javonte Williams had a nice day, 18 carries, 103 yards. Singletary, 113 yards on just 12 carries, but they couldn't get him as involved late because they were trailing. Trey Stevenson had a nice day, but he ended up getting hurt, and he's got a compound fracture, will be out for the season. Cole Beasley, 7 catches, 81 yards. Ian Thomas, 6 catches, 69 yards and a touchdown. He had a nice day. Singletary had 6 catches, but just 10 yards on the day. Diggs, 6 for 77. Cortland Sutton, 75 yards and a touchdown on 4 catches. And then everything else was pretty well just spread around. But Jerry Jeudy, just 1 catch today. He had 100 yards yesterday. He had 1 today, or last week, 1 this week, but it went for a touchdown. Kenny Young had 11 tackles, including 4 for a loss on the day. And then the sacks were just 1 apiece, with Ford getting 1 and Kenny Young the other. Micah Hyde had the only interception of the day on the nice sliding play he made. Josh Lambo, 3 for 4, missed a field goal that could have tied it. And that was the difference in this one. McManus, 2 for 2, hit a 49-yarder and then a trio of extra points in this one. Sam Martin, 2 punts. One of them went in for a touchback that kind of dampened his net average. And then a rough day for Jordan Berry, 2 punts with a net average of 26 yards. And the Broncos win a squeaker here, 27-24.
Okay, so one thing we're actually going to now need to take care of before we move along or actually wrap up the episode is we are going to go and deal with the season-ending injury to Trey Stevenson by throwing him onto IR. Now, what that will allow us to do is go and find another running back, because without Cohen for 4 more weeks, we should probably add somebody in case of, additional injuries, because basically right now we've got Williams and Boone. If either of them get hurt, then there's one guy carrying the entire workload, and we just obviously can't have that. So we're going to add, a decent option as far as an elusive style running back if we can find one. So let's go halfbacks. And J.D. McKissick is actually not a bad option. He's a good receiving back. And kind of, at least for the next couple weeks, we'll replace Cohen as our second option and basically be pretty much the same guy, just not quite as quick and shifty. But we'll add him to the roster. It's just going to be for this year, and then we'll let him go at the end of this season because he's going to be 30 years old. We won't need him anymore, but I think that's something that for right now we absolutely do need. So we've won 2 games in a row. We're coming in now to a bye week. Actually, let me look at the schedule here. Did we screw up and we were supposed to simulate that game? No. So what's really frustrating about the lack of recording there is that's actually the second time that I played that, because the first time I played, I was like at halftime, actually at the end of halftime, when I realized that I wasn't recording anything. And the game was sort of just kind of like ho-hum. It wasn't really, it was going kind of the way this game was, except there were no turnovers in the first half, and I think we were ahead by like a touchdown or something along those lines. But anyway, when we start the next episode, we'll go through the bye week, and we will basically sim until we lose, and then get a game or 2 in the next episode. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friend and neighbor. Or shall I say this afternoon?